Are you thinking about moving to Houston, Texas? You're not sure where to move? Today's video, I am going to talk about Richmond, Texas. Richmond is very rich in history. If you are looking at home in the west part of Houston and you've been looking at home in Katy, Sugar Land, and you want to be in the Fort Bend County, you have not looking at Richmond, I definitely advise you guys to looking at Richmond, Texas. And today's video, I am going to give you guys all the reason why you should be looking at home in Richmond, Texas. If you are new to this channel, my name is Rose Dunn. I am a realtor here in the state of Texas. In this channel, it is where we take community tour. We talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of what it takes to live in Houston. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. And if you are thinking about relocating to Houston, Texas, you have not talked to me, well, you're making a mistake. So you should call me. And I love it when I receive email, phone call, text message from people just like you who's thinking about relocating to Houston, Texas. Stay until at the end of the video because you are going to get all the good, the bad, the ugly of Richmond, Texas. Let's talk about housing in Richmond, Texas. So when you move into a new city, the first thing you're looking at, okay, home price. So a starter home in Richmond is in the, according to redfin.com, there was the report that come out for the real estate market. A starter home in Richmond is in $368,000 for a resale home. And when you're looking at new constructions, your median price for new construction is in the $420,000. So if you have a large family, you're thinking about moving to Houston, you want to be in West Houston, and you want to be convenient to downtown and close to Sugar Land because you cannot afford the new construction in Sugar Land right now. So Richmond is definitely the place where to looking at home. So let's look at diversity. With all the moving, what are the diversity? When you're looking at diversity, there was a report that come out for 2020 Census Bureau. Richmond has a population of 12,592 people that currently registered. So when you talk about population, so sometimes whenever the person come out knock on your door for the census, some people fill it out, some people does not fill it out. So the report may not be fully accurate, but that's what it shows. And the populations for demographic diversity, you have a 56% of white, you have 22.8% black, and when you're looking at other races like Asians, you have a 6.03% Asian population, and for other race and mix, so you have 11.4%. So as far as diversity, I don't really worried about diversity when I am looking at a neighborhood, because Houston is so large, and when you go around a grocery store, the people are so friendly, so I wouldn't worry about, oh, this demographic is too much, there is no balance. So I'll just say visit, come down and visit. So let's talk about school in Richmond, Texas. Richmond, it is part of Fort Bend ISD school district. So when you're looking at website like greatschool.com, niche.com, Richmond, because it's in the Fort Bend ISD school district, is considered a A+ rated school district. When you're looking at academy level, they have a A-. You're looking at the teacher administrations, they have a B. But when it comes to club activity, college preparations, they scored an overall of A. So currently there is about 76,735 students registered from pre-K to 12th grades. And when you're looking at the overall score for Texas State Board test, 59% of those kids that are testing have 59% of these kids have they are testing at the national average reading, and then they testing like a 57% for reading for national average level. So for example, if you have kids in pre-K, I'll take my son for example, when he was in pre-K, so they do not have a state, the way they do it, they just don't do A for excellence and then S for satisfactory. They show you where your student, they show you the chart where your students start, and then they show you the national average, and they show you the average, they show you national level, and then they show you the score, like if your student is surpassed the national average, so they'll show you the score. And for students that are taking the STAR test, of course they take the STAR test based on reading, math, and then language. So those are the three things they test them for. So overall, Richmond is a plus school district. So let's talk about taxes. Taxes in Richmond, when I talk about taxes in the Texas, in the Houston area, taxes is across the board the same. So you can be in Fort Bend County where you find a property with a 2.3 to 2.8 tax. Some community you can find a lower than 2, but you will rarely find it unless you go actually out in Needville where there is no more tax. There is you're not getting city water, you're just getting well water. Of course your taxes will be lower, but for new constructions, all the new community that has been built, your taxes is all the same. It's in the 3.4, 3.8, and then you get it at 2, 2.6 to all the way 3.8 for your taxes. So, and then the sales tax is always the same. It's in 8.25. I wish it would have been different, because I talked to some of you, say the taxes is so high, but keep in mind you do not pay federal income tax, so that's a big plus. And of course you do have your homestead exemptions after you get a home here in Houston. So let's talk about transportation and then entertainment. Let's talk about transportation in Richmond. Is it convenient for you to walk downtown if you live in Richmond? I will say compared to most of Houston city, Richmond is very convenient for you. So if your job, you are going to work downtown, depends on where you're going to work. So you have the Fort Bend Toll Road, and then you have the 99, which is the West Gun Parkway that cross over Richmond. It is also cross over Cinco Range. So when you driving in 99, so the next toll road, it is the Fort Bend Toll Road. Let's say you do not want to take the Fort Bend Toll Road, you drive a couple of more miles, then you will hit the 59. So once you get to 59, if you decided, okay, depends on where you're going, so everywhere it's very close when you are in Richmond. So if you take the Fort Bend Toll Road, you will hit the Beltway, you will hit 610. So regardless of where you're going to work, Richmond is very, very convenient if you do not mind pay the little extra toll. And as far as, let's say if you were to live in Katy, you were to live in Cypress, the amount of money you will pay on toll it will slash it in half. I would say less than half if you live in Richmond, Texas. So I think Richmond is very, very, very convenient for those of you who do not want to sit a lot on traffic. Let's talk about entertainment in Richmond. Are you somebody who love going outdoors? So if you love outdoor, you will love Richmond. There's so many parks you can visit, and one of them I highly recommend you to take your kids, because you can do camping, you can do overnight camping, you can do a day pass. It is the Boiseau Fort Bend State Park. It's not expensive, it's like $7. You get a day pass. But if you decide you want to do primitive camping or you want to do modern day camping, you can do both. Depends on what you want to do. If you want to do some fishing, a sun and dad day, you want to go and do some fishing, you can looking at the requirement to see if you need a fishing license. That's something you can do. And if you are adult, you want to go and enjoy some wine and some cheese and things like that, there is 2 winery in Richmond you guys can visit. If you are somebody you want to stay inside, you do not want to get bug of Texas on you, then I'll say go to the Palladium, where you can do, there is game inside, you can do bowling, you can do watch a movie, eat, whatever you want to do, you can do all of that in Richmond. So again, guys, there is so much to do. Just you just have to take yourself out there. I'm not going there. I'm not going there, because my kids and my husband always have to push me out of the house. But hey, and then I'm always pushing people to go out, but me. But again, guys, so thank you so much for watching. This is it for today. If you have any questions, comment below. If you thinking about relocating to Houston, Texas, hey, highlight me, and like I said, I love it when I receive phone call, email from people just like you who's thinking about relocating to Houston. So until next time, goodbye, God bless, bienvenue à Houston, Texas. Bye bye.